Do you ever wonder who's responsible for making fashion more sustainable?
While as citizens we have a role to play, the way our clothes are made has a lot to do with the industry's overall negative impact on people and planet. Hi, I'm Samantha from RCGD Global.
And I'm Kelly from Fashion Takes Action, and we will walk you through the stages of garment production and how sustainability can and should be implemented at each one of them.
Fashion design involves a series of steps from ideation to the final product. These stages include research in identifying the customer market, concept and ideation, design, material fabric selection, sourcing of the materials, review, and design approval, and then finally, production.
After production, it includes packaging and shipping, distribution, and then retail.
Embedding sustainability into fashion begins at the idea stage. When you can choose to design a garment that creates minimal or zero waste in the cutting process, or that is designed with end of life in mind, this can involve using plant-based fabrics or fabric that can be easily recycled into a new garment, for example. Analysis tools and circular design standards can help deliver sustainable garments which assess environmental performance throughout your clothing's entire lifespan. This means considering the durability of the fabric and the garment, as well as how easily it can be repaired, taken apart, or recycled.
Sustainably sourced materials are those that are carbon neutral, biodegradable, organic, or made from recycled fibers, for example. Brands can take it a step further and consider innovative or next-generation materials, from plant-based foam insoles to pineapple leather.
Designers should work with third-party certifications from recognized bodies that can certify the environmental impact of a product and trace it throughout the supply chain. For fiber or textile standards, there's GOTS, Made in Green, and BCI. For a reduction in hazardous chemicals, the certifications to look for would be Oeko-Tex and Bluesign. In order to make the production stage more sustainable, brands and designers should also be using more energy-efficient processes and smarter technologies to reduce environmental impacts, such as bio-based materials or waterless dyeing. If possible, brands should work with facilities powered with renewable energy that install catchment systems to prevent microfibers from infiltrating waterways and offer their workers training on ways to reduce fabric waste.
Sourcing and production is not just about the materials being used, the energy outputs, or where the garment is made. It's also about the people who make our clothes, who are some of the most vulnerable in the world, working in countries that have little to no laws to support them. So whoever is responsible for sourcing where the garment is made should at the very least be looking for certified facilities by RAP or SA 8000. Fair trade certification is also important to guarantee that the workers are working in safe conditions and being paid fair wages.
Also, something that falls under sourcing is being able to trace the supply chain all the way back to the farm where the raw materials are harvested. There are now various apps and technologies to help with this process, including blockchain. It's important to note, however, that many ethical brands are small and self-funded, which means that sometimes they can't pay for certifications, which can be expensive. Nevertheless, brands can still be transparent about their supply chain by showing us photos or videos of the conditions their clothes are made in. The next stage for the garment, once it's been manufactured, is to be packaged and shipped. And here, sustainability must also be considered. Using eco-friendly, biodegradable, or reusable packaging is much more accessible today than before, as is carbon neutral shipping and the offsetting of emissions.
Sustainability must be embedded into the day-to-day operations at the retail level, which can also save the brand money. Examples of this would be using energy-efficient lights, minimizing plastic waste, and helping customers understand how to care for their clothes so they can last longer. Retailers can also track emissions profiles at a product or subcategory level to help prioritize efforts to decarbonize and enable customers to make more sustainable choices. And finally, retailers can adopt more circular business models, offering customer services such as rental, resale, and repair. How a brand chooses to communicate their sustainability efforts is super important, and it's the one stage where many brands fail. Greenwashing is a tactic that companies use to appear more sustainable than they actually are.
As sustainability, ethics, and circularity become more popular among citizens, fashion brands are eager to jump on the bandwagon, and naturally, they also want to attract more customers. But no label can become green overnight. It takes time to turn a big ship around, not to mention a lot of money and human resources. So instead, some brands take the quick and cheaper route, and rather than properly building sustainability into their supply chain, they use marketing tactics to paint a greener picture. We all want to feel good about what we purchase, and for obvious reasons, the companies who can make us feel this way do better. Brands who are genuine are more likely to value transparency and share their progress with their customers.
What all brands need to be doing is disclosing their sustainability progress, goals, and targets, which is usually in the form of an annual sustainability or ESG report. They can also use email, blogs, events, and social media to increase knowledge amongst citizens. Products should also be properly labeled and carry third-party certifications to back up any sustainability claims. Thankfully, over the past 5 years or so, we've seen a big uptick in sustainability by brands of all sizes.
Design for sustainability means focusing on emphasizing the well-being of people and the environment through what is being created. It means considering from the very beginning of the process when selecting materials and raw material inputs and ideating the design, how brands design garments for disposal and take back.
Sustainability must be considered from the very beginning of the design process when the materials are being selected through to the end of their life.
It means focusing on the well-being of both people and the planet.